Hi, I'm Aiden. I make random stuff on the internet. Today, I'm going to be talking about something I really love and have been watching for around 3 years now. I'm going to be ranking all 16 seasons from worst to best. It's... Bit of backstory. Red vs. Blue, my now favorite show of all time. Season 17 is about to come out. Side note, yeah, it is now. It's 5 episodes in, yeah, it's quite good. Much better than Season 16. So in hype for it, I'm going to be listing off every season from worst to best. But in 2 parts. I'm going on a cruise in the next 2 weeks, and I want to get a video out just before I go on it. There will be another part, but I don't know when it's going to come out. Remember, this is all just my opinion. If you love a season and I put it low on the list, that's great, I don't want to take that away from you. And there will be spoilers in this video. Up in the iCard is a 30-minute summary of the entire series from up to Season 15, explained really well by Eruption Fang. Or you could just watch all 16 seasons. They're really good too. Well, most of the time. But hey, that's what this list is for. You ready? Let's go! This season had some good moments, like the last episode's fight, and watching Carolina. Like, every scene that involved those two were brilliant, honestly. But ultimately, that didn't save it from its convoluted timeline plot and the conclusion of f***ing gods. And yes, I know they aren't gods, they're AI, but they have the powers of gods and they still f***ing suck. Especially Genkins, easily the worst Rooster Teeth villain ever, of all time. This is my least favorite season by far. And that really upsets me, because Season 15 was pretty okay, and this could have been even better. There was potential to have a great season, but they screwed the pooch, and then threw it in the garbage fire that is this season. 3.5 out of 10. Not necessarily an awful season, but just pretty meh. Out of the Blood Gulch Chronicles, this is the worst one in my opinion. Jokes don't land as well for me, and it just doesn't really feel, well, right for this series, I guess. I can't really place my finger on it. I don't really have much to say about it either. Huh. Maybe it was just a bit too boring. I don't know. At least introduce Doc. Love that guy. 5 out of 10. Half this season introduces so much lore and is completely amazing, even if the animation is just meh for the most part. Except for the fight scenes. Those are f***ing spectacular. Rest in peace, Montague. But the other half, while still good, means nothing. It's not the original characters, except for Chesh and Tex. And everything except for one has no lasting consequences because they're not real. And the one thing that does matter is that Church lays Tex to rest, which is honestly a pretty cool moment. But still, that doesn't excuse everything else. But again, the other half of the Freelancers is amazing. Also, the music is... it's just mwah!
The head on this chase, goons nipping at my heels, move my wheels, cause I'm not trying to get killed. Ooh, what I'm gonna do, me and the crew.
Love it! So I had to give it that. 6 out of 10. I don't dislike the season as much as others. I like the varied animation styles, and some of the episodes are just laugh-out-loud quality. But after the masterpiece that is Season 13, it just felt very out of place for this kind of season. But it did have a lot of great backstory reveals and skits. Lucas and Felix has come to mind, that was great. And how the Reds and Blues got to Blood Gulch. These were all unnecessary, but they're neat. But yeah, it came at a bad time. And there wasn't much stuff revealed. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it though. 6.4 out of 10. This season could have been really good, but it unfortunately wasn't. It's just pretty okay. I really like the premise. What could have happened if the Reds and Blues went down a different path? Minus Griff, because his doppelganger Biff is, well, dead. It actually shows a lot of backstory, which I liked, but some parts felt unnecessary to me. The problem is, it gave the Blues and Reds a great motivation. But the major con of it is that they're the original. It just doesn't make them feel as special. And I know they're not supposed to be special in the show, but I had been feeling a connection to these characters. They're a bunch of misfits who are getting wrapped into stuff they really don't care for or want to be in. but they end up going through with it and coming out on top. I've always loved that. And learning they weren't the originals just made me feel, well, a bit less like that, I guess. It's a bit hard to put into words how I feel. But Chris' character development was actually pretty damn good. That was by far my favorite bit. And this did have, in my opinion, the funniest episode of the series being previously on. I could not stop smiling or laughing at that. 6.5 out of 10. This season is like classic Blood Gulch, but with Wash instead of Church. And I honestly really like it. I can see why some people don't like this season. Not much happens until the end. But here are the reasons I like it. It starts Tucker's character development, which is really well done, introduces Freckles, Felix, and Locus, and the end is a fantastic setup for the next 2 seasons of the Chorus trilogy. Although, at points, it gets very, very boring, and sometimes the comedy just doesn't land. But that doesn't change the fact that I like this season. Also, that's my second favorite track in the series behind Blood Gulch Blues, Contact. That song is phenomenal. 6.8 out of 10. This season starts off so great, and is still pretty good, honestly. But there's one major bit that I didn't like. The Simmons on Blue Team stuff. Just didn't really interest me. I don't know why, I just couldn't click with it. And that's a shame, because that goes on just before Tucker and co come back from the quest. It's even in the poster. Look, there he is. So a large bit of the season, and it doesn't really have much of a payoff other than Simmons finding out that no one likes him, which isn't really explored further at all. But other than that, I really enjoyed this season. Tucker's quest was awesome, and this season proved Sheila was the best thing to ever come out of Blood Gulch, and I love her. I never thought I'd say that about a tank. If it wasn't for Simmons' bit, this would probably be higher, but it introduces Tucker's Bowchica power, so I had to give it that credit. 7 out of 10. The middle of the Recollections trilogy, Recreation. I love this season because it brings my boy Tucker back. That's it. That's the review. Okay, that's not fair, is it? Out of the entire trilogy, this is my least favorite. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's got a lot of great moments. Tucker's return was super well done. Activation of Epsilon, and the CT arc. But the first 6 episodes, 7 if you include the trailer, are honestly kind of boring for me. Simmons spying on Caboose, and Caboose trying to reactivate Church really didn't interest me. It's a similar problem to Season 4, except it doesn't last as long, and in my opinion, has a much better payoff. Simmons has to stay behind because everyone thinks he's crazy, as Sarge, Caboose, and Griff gone off on a grand adventure to find what Donut was talking about. And Caboose is able to find out how to reactivate Church, or the memory of him, Epsilon, which again, is one of the greatest moments of the series. And Tucker was just a complete badass. I love that. Also,
hey, what's up? What in the hell is that thing? Oh, son of a... I am not a thing. My name is Leonard Church, and you will fear my laser face.
best moment of the season. Fight me. 7.3 out of 10. The one that started it all. I honestly don't have much to say about the season, so that's one of the best theme songs of all time. Still has great funny characters, and the comedy lands really well. This is a phenomenal first season, but you can tell this show has a lot of room to grow. That's why it's ranked lower on this list. For me, anyways. But I will always love the season for introducing me to the series. That has brought me, and so many others, much joy. And still has me wondering.
You ever wonder why we're here?
7.5 out of 10. Well, that's the end of part 1. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, I guess. Please leave any constructive criticism in the comments below. I would love to hear it, and if you want, you can leave your, rankings. part 2 will be coming out when, well, I don't know when. Whenever I can do it, I guess. But, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Aiden. Have a good one.